Hi everybody, Beanmeister22 here. Today we are going to take a look at this mini rechargeable cooling unit thing. They call them AC units, they're not. It's an evaporator cooler. It's basically a swamp cooler. This is the Bisurpy. Now, okay, check this out. I don't even know if I'm pronouncing this correctly. Birsppy, Bisurpy? That's what it says on Amazon where I got it, but on the unit, or on the box itself, it doesn't have a name. It just says max cooling power. And on the card it comes with, the email is service@behomey, as in Behomey. So I'm already thinking this is one of those generic things made in a Chinese factory that they just rebrand and they, change their name as needed. I could be wrong, but that's kind of what it's looking like. I bought this one on Amazon for two reasons. It was $65.99, so it was $66, and it had next day delivery. We have an AC unit in our place, but it really doesn't on hot days. It just kind of cools half the place. And I thought about getting a window box unit because, the hot weather is just killing me. But there's only another month or so of it. I don't want to have to go spend a couple $100s on something. It's not that a couple $100's a lot. I don't want to have to spend some money on something that I'm only going to use a few months out of the year. Then it's got to go into the closet. I've done that in the past. We have the AC unit, and it's in the office, and you can open the office door here and kind of blow it out, but still it gets hot as heck in the living room and kitchen. So I wanted something to help so we don't have a bunch of fans going on. What I really wanted was one bigger than this, and I was willing to pay a couple $100s for it, but none of them had next day or same day delivery. They were all almost a week out. Thanks, Amazon. And like I said, there are dozens of these tiny little units, and I'm looking through the reviews, and there's a lot of reviews that say the thing sucks, it's horrible. I didn't want one that had a battery. This has a battery, but you can also use it with the USB, battery charging thing. You plug it into the wall, and then you can use it. The battery's nice if the power goes out, but I don't want to just count on a battery because, if it's only going to run 7 hours or something, what good is that? And then you got to worry about charging it. That's one of the reasons why I picked this unit. The other was the price. I didn't want one that was $30 or $40. I wanted one that, you're spending a little more money for. Hopefully it's a better quality item. Now, that's not always the case, but if you have no idea about something, that's kind of what I lean to. Now, I used to work in the used car business when I was a youngster, and the general rule of thumb is if a car doesn't sell, you raise the price. So if you have two identical cars side by side, $2,500 price tag, right? Will they sell? Maybe. So you take one of them and you raise that up to $3,000. The other one's still at $2,500. That one for $3,000 will sell first every time. And that's because people come in and they say, hey, they're asking more money for this unit, this car. It must be better. Hopefully that's not the case with this little cooling unit. But when you have nothing else to go on, you got to say, a $30 or $40 unit's probably getting $30 or $40 quality from it. At least if you're spending real money on something, they won't stay in business long if they're selling you a piece of crap for real money. At least that's the theory, right? So these are evaporator coolers. Basically a swamp cooler. You put water in a hopper up on top of it, and it's got a fan. You can put ice cubes in it as a cheat to help it cool even more, and that's good. These don't work very well. Swamp coolers don't work very well if it's humid. That's why these are great for in the desert in the Southwest. And when I lived in the deserts of California, you had a swamp cooler. An AC unit would burn up in your window, but a swamp cooler will keep on running. Is it as good as an AC unit? Well, no, it certainly isn't. All right, so let's talk about this. It's very simple. You put the water in the top. Like I said, I put ice cubes in there. And then you turn it on. It's magic. You can have it oscillate or not oscillate. There's 3 fan speeds. And you have these little colored lights. All of them seem to have some kind of colored LED. Most of them are blue. Some you can change, some you can't. Blue light, as we are finding out, is more and more detrimental to your health. Even when you're sleeping, you don't want to deal with it, and for your eyes, it's going to cause more. Your cell phones and LED screens with blue light, they're finding, well, we already knew, but they're definitely finding more proof of how bad it is for your eyes. So I wanted a unit you could turn that light off, blue or otherwise. I don't want it. I don't need it. So this is the model TF01. It's 5 volt DC, 7.5 watts, Type C port, USB-C. And then you got to have a power cube with it. It doesn't come with a power cube. Remember years ago everything came with that power cube you plugged the USB thing into? Now nothing comes with it because they assume you already have a bunch. But here's the deal. There's a difference in them things. Today we are using the one from my Samsung phone. We could just easily use the one from my DJI drone. Can't use the one from my Skydio drone because that's USB-C on both sides. I do find, depending on which power cube I'm using, sometimes it heats up. The cube heats up. A little transformer in there just working away. Low quality, high quality, who knows? It will affect how quickly something charges if you have a low quality one, because you know they all have ratings on them. My biggest concern is overworking this little thing and having it fry out or have too much electricity go into what it's charging. So I really do miss the days that they came with the little cube too, so you knew that you're using the proper one for the unit. Alright, so it has a battery in it, rechargeable lithium-ion battery. You have fan, you have humidity, you have LED, you have swing. These are the functions. There's only 3 buttons on the top, so you got to do some things. It's kind of a little tricky when you make some adjustments, and I'll tell you how to do that. Maximum capacity of the water tank, 230 milliliters, not very much. That's 0.06 of a gallon, just a little water, and I put some ice in there too. Max usage time for humidifier, if you have it on humidifier settings, is 3 hours. It says it's quiet, 43 decibel low speed, 49 on high speed. The cord is 6.5 feet long. It's 2 meters, so you got a good length on the cord. So you got the power on and off button. It's called the speed switch. You turn it on. You can adjust it to 3 levels. Once you turn it on, you tap it again, it goes to medium, tap it again, it goes to high, tap it again, it goes to low. We're going to run it in low because really we don't need the high-speed fan, especially if it's right by you. This isn't going to cool off a room. I've seen reviews, hey, it doesn't cool off my room. Of course it's not really going to cool off your room. It's a tiny little unit. It's made for blowing on you. If you have a small bedroom, yeah, you might reduce the temperature by 1 or 2 degrees. This isn't an AC unit. It's a mini swamp cooler. So once you understand what it is and how to best use it, then you will be most happy with it. Now to turn it off, the instructions say long touch the speed switch for 2 seconds to turn it off. It just press and hold it down for a couple seconds. 7-color LED light thing. So to turn it on, you touch the LED switch. This little button there. And then you can keep tapping through it. Blue, green, yellow, ice blue, red, purple, white. Yeah. I don't know how well it's going to catch here on camera, but wow, there's pretty colors. I mean, everybody throws colored LEDs on everything now because it's that easy. And they're cheap. To turn off the light, which is the mode I want to use it in, you long touch, LED light, switch, hold it down 2 seconds, shuts it off. If I wanted fancy color LED lights in my room or in my office or in my living room or wherever I'm going to use this, then I'm going to just use them. I don't need all these little weird appliances with the little lights on them. The little robot has a little light so the cat can see. Can the cat see blue light? I don't know. That Yam Lao cat drinking fountain I have has a little light so the cat can see it. Everything has a little LED on it because it can, right? The swing switch, so you can get it to oscillate. Touch it, turn it on, get it to swing. I don't want this to oscillate. I just want it to, to work. Humidifying function. Now this is, when we first start this up, you can see the moisture coming out of it. You can see throughout this video that we have collected moisture on the fins here. The humidifying function is on by default when you turn this on. Remember, it's going to suck down your water hopper, and you're going to not have cooling after that 3 hours. Now to turn off the humidifying thing, remember there's only 3 buttons. So it says long touch the speed switch and the swing switch for 2 seconds. So with 2 fingers, press them both down at the same time. And when I did that, it also made it start oscillating, but it turned the humidifier off. Then I just turned the oscillator off, right? Turn it on again, touch the speed and the swing switch simultaneously. Bam. So you have 3 buttons, and you're trying to do a bunch of functions off the 3 buttons. That's fine. I don't want to use it as a humidifier. Actually, I have a dehumidifier, a big expensive one for a couple $100 I bought on Amazon. Yeah, kind of seeing a trend here. I bought on Amazon. It must be good, right? It must be crap. I don't use it that often, but we don't want to get humidity here. We want to dehumidify. Now, if you live in the desert or Southwest or a really dry, hot place, yes, you might want a humidifier. But this isn't going to be an effective or an efficient humidifier. You want a bigger unit. This is a mini cooler. It's going to blow semi-cool air on you. You know, a mini swamp cooler to cool you off when it's hot. The louvers on the front of this unit are adjustable. Fill it with water. It says when you first fill this with water, don't have it plugged in. You know, you don't want to get electrocuted filling with water. It doesn't hold much water. I was very disappointed. From the pictures online, it looked like it held more water. And the pictures online made it look like the water tank was see-through clear plastic. Very disappointed about that. It says use purified water, and you want to use a purified or distilled water because you don't want scale or hard water or any of the weird stuff that is in your municipal water system plugging this thing up. Although I suspect that would take several years or a couple of years, depending on how hard your water is. And I don't even know if this thing's going to last that long. It says you can plug it into a cube, like I did. You can plug it into a charging unit, a computer, a laptop. You know, who the hell is going to run this off their computer? Somebody in an office? No. Just plug the dang thing in. When the green light is flashing, it means that it's charging with a voltage between 2.8 and 3.9 volts. If it's constantly green, it means it's charging between 3.9 and 4.1 volts. I don't know what that means, except maybe it means the battery is high or low, how much voltage it's taking, you know, I don't know. So if the red light's flashing, it means you got a low battery alarm with a voltage of 2.8 to 3 volts. And if it's a blue light flashing, it means supply inputs normally, whatever that means. I think it means the battery's all charged up and you're just running on the wall electricity. Or are you running off the battery and it's being replenished by the wall electricity? I don't know, because I didn't want one with a battery. I'm reading from the instructions. Green light flashes, the unit is in charging. Blue light flashes, the unit is fully charged. Water tank should be cleaned regularly, yeah, because, you know, you get green crap will grow in there just like it does in your coffee maker. So yeah, common sense with this thing. This is very simple, easy to use. There's cool air coming out. I look forward to trying this to see if it'll just take the edge off. You know, so I don't have to use a fan in the bedroom when it's really, really hot. We'll see. Am I 100% happy with this? Well, I don't know. Let's see how good it works, how well it works. A little disappointed in that I thought, like I said, it had clear hoppers. You can put the water and ice in, you know what's going on. That's kind of misleading. But the reviews for this unit appear to be in the 4s and 5s. Like I said, you can't necessarily believe them. But if you go through a review and someone's willing to write long paragraphs about it to tell a story, then it's more believable than these, you know, other ones. Greatest thing ever, I love it. So I'll update you on how well this works. But hopefully this video will allow you to see how simple and easy it is to operate and to use. And really, if it takes the edge off, and that's what you're looking for, then this just might be the unit for you. Alright, so are you familiar with this Be Homey or Be Serpy brand? You ever heard of it? Do you have one of these little units? Are you excited and happy with it? Or are you disappointed with it? Because, you know, if you think it's an AC unit or an air conditioner, you'll be disappointed. So leave your comments in the comments section. As always, thanks for watching.
Beanmeister 22, the most dangerous man on YouTube.